So I know yesterday, the two fellas that were here, they didn't need a piece of paper, but that ain't me. So I went over this and over this. I brought it to Pastor Leah twice. I can't do things off the cuff. So,
Oh, yes, you can.
So here goes. On Thursday afternoon, my pastor called me to ask if I would speak in front of this congregation. And I was mortified, but I couldn't say no. You see, she said, when thinking about someone saying yes at this sanctuary, she thought of me. So how can I say no after that? Anyway, I have been absent from church since I was about 21, and I'm 65 now. So you do the math, but more than 40 years. My mom, God rest her soul, would have one requirement, and it was that you went to church on Sunday. I was raised Catholic. Or there was no hanging out with friends until next Saturday service. So you know what that meant? That meant that for a week, you couldn't do anything after school, and on Saturday, you were home. So needless to say, you went to church. The problem was that the older I became, the less I felt a part of that church. When, at the beginning of my sophomore year in high school, I came out, things went from bad to worse. I felt they didn't want me there because of how I looked and how I dressed. You know, pretty much the way I dress now, you know. And more so, I didn't belong there anymore. You know. So it was obvious they were embarrassed by me, and I was embarrassed going there. I had to wear a skirt, a little thing on your head, you know, and walk in there trying to be a girl. So, and I definitely didn't want to do any of that. So anyway, this led to many arguments with my mom, who I never wanted to disappoint. But in the end, I stayed firm and I told her and myself, you know, I love God, but not this church. I will always talk to God, and I know He hears me and He loves me, but not this church. So I stopped attending. I have to give my mom props because she understood, she felt bad for me, you know. But I also think she was embarrassed, so you know, she was cool that I didn't go. So I continued this way until August of this year. And I was speaking to a friend of mine, since we've been friends since we were in high school. And she's in Florida now also, because originally, you know, I was raised in New York. So we were vacationing in Daytona, and she mentioned that she was going to church on the way home. And I said, you live in Spring Hill, so why would you go to church here? And she said, there's a great MCC church here. And I replied, what's that? Well, to make a long story short, she said a church that welcomes gays and you can be of any faith.
Yes.
I reminded myself of Scooby-Doo, because all I was like, So I came home, and I remembered our conversation and looked on the internet, and I was amazed. I walked into this church alone, and people greeted me and said, welcome. What was that? Gays and lesbians everywhere. And I just lost my place. And the pastor, before the end of the service, said, if this is your first time here, I have a gift for you. I couldn't believe it. I was in church forever. No priest ever told me, I have a gift for you. Nobody said, welcome to this place. I sat in the back and said, please don't notice me.
We noticed it.
Anyway, needless to say, I walked in alone, but I didn't feel that way for long. I was home for the first time ever. Well, most of you don't really know me. You know me a little. But if you knew me, you'd know that I don't do anything halfway. So, the next week, I volunteered to help in the food pantry. And I've met a great bunch of people. And then I helped the grounds crew, and then I joined them. And in between that, I decided to take Discipleship 101, which is a 4-week class, and then a membership class. So I'm super proud to say that last Sunday, I became a member of this awesome, safe, and accepting sanctuary that is full of love. So I just wanted to say that in that discipleship class, I learned 2 things that were like, that I couldn't really get out of my mind. And the first thing is that I actually learned how to read a Bible. I mean, I was Catholic forever. I just used to read the Bible, just open the Bible, but I didn't know really how to read it until I went to that class. And the second thing is that I have my own way of praying. And I thought there was a way to pray, you know. And in that class I was told, however you pray, that's what's right. That's what's right for you, that's the way you pray. So that might have been a little class, but for me, it was. So anyway, I was finally able to say yes. Able to enjoy being with God and church together. It was a long absence, so I'm grateful to feel fully alive at 65. I have a long road ahead to becoming the person God wants me to be. But with the teachings of my wonderful Pastor Leah and Justin's prayers, I know I'm on my way. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Brianna, who's a young lady here, her hugs make you feel your worst day, you're going to feel better.
That's right. Yes.
One of the sweetest young ladies I've met here, along with her partner Francine, who also recently became members. I'm looking forward to the other discipleship classes offered, and the next chapter begins. So, to be continued.